Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is REGANELITE here, and I'm just trying to squeeze my way through this puddle here because I almost slipped. Hey, I know you guys will be waiting for me to do that. God, the weather has been absolutely atrocious. I should just step into it, shouldn't I? Yeah. Yep. Now my socks are wet. That's great. You know what? I haven't got proper boots on. I really need to get boots. That should be a priority. Because the boots I had originally, they broke technically. So like the what is it? What's the thing under the boot? It's like the sole or something really just came off one of them completely, and it's like, well, there's no way you can get it back on. So yeah, I need new boots. So these are what I'm using at the moment. Not exactly the most appropriate for this kind of for traversing in the mud per se. So what we're going to talk about today, guys. I really have had a struggle really today thinking about the Speaking Mind episodes, because I've talked about so many different various things. You know, we talked about music, we talked about video games, we talked about my history with news and politics. We even talked about women. I know, shocking. Weird one I talked about was transport. We talked a bit about sport. Let's talk sport, but more specifically, let's talk about football. Where I had the love for the game here in this country, but I don't have it anymore. It's completely gone. And all my passion is pretty much now fully into wrestling now, which I may do a Speaking My Mind episode, but I don't think you guys would be too interested in that. But I know some of you guys are generally football fans, so you guys will probably want to know the history a bit there, maybe. So football, yeah. I mean, obviously I know the offside rule, and I've been to a couple of football games as well, or soccer as you like to call it in America. So I never really had, when I was younger, really younger, I didn't really have much care for football. I didn't really have an vetted interest in it at all. I think, like I've said in previous episodes, that my main thing, all I cared about was just playing video games. That was just it. That was just kind of my my shtick, really, playing video games a lot. I think there were certain TV shows I was watching, but yeah, pretty much 90% of my time was just playing video games. I know. So where did I end up having a passion for football? And then obviously, how did I end up losing that passion for football? So I can't remember when. I don't remember the exact year. So I'm just going to have to scroll off the top of my head. So I remember one day, I sat down. Oh my God, it's really muddy here. One day I remember sitting down and watching Tottenham Hotspur versus Aston Villa. And I think it was like a 4-4 draw or something like that. It was just a crazy scoreline. But what was interesting was, before the match, I don't know why I sat down and watched it. I honestly can't remember for the life of me. But what's his name? There was a PE teacher who came out, who was actually my PE teacher. His name was Mr. Dyson. I can't remember his first name, but his second name was Dyson. And he came out to this like massive royal reception. Like, he was a former Tottenham player, highly respected and all that kind of jazz. I don't know. All I remember him as Mr. Dyson, but he was a really good teacher. Very firm and all that kind of jazz. And I remember him coming out, and I was like, wow, like my PE teacher. Like, and I kind of was just like, whoa, that's cool. And I think that's kind of what maybe sparked a bit of interest in football. And then after that, I just sat and watched the whole game. And the game was just so good. I ended up starting watching more football games all of a sudden. Now, just a bit of a caveat here. My entire family are all Chelsea supporters. My brothers are Chelsea supporters, my brothers, sisters, all that kind of stuff. Pretty much everyone in the family. I have other relatives who are Arsenal supporters. I have other relatives who are Liverpool supporters. We've got one or two Millwall supporters, West Ham supporters. I think you got one somewhere in the chain is also a Charlton supporter. Nobody really Man United in the family that I think off the top of my head, but the close family pretty much is all Chelsea supporters. They've been pretty much Chelsea supporters before Abramovich took over. Just want to put that caveat in there because I know that's what people will probably say. So they've been pretty much, oh god, I've muddy jeans. So they've been pretty much in there. So I kind of, that's where my affection for football started. And why on earth is someone flying a helicopter here in the park? What on earth is all that about? I do apologise if you can hear that in the background. I have no idea why someone would be flying a helicopter here, unless, God forbid, someone's injured or hurt themselves. I hope not. But yeah, if you do hear that noise, I do apologise. But yeah, so it started then. I'm going to say... let's say, I'm just trying to think now, when did I really get... 2006, 2007, I think is when I really got into the football. So yeah, it was around that time of year, 2006, 2007, because that was when, just after Jose Mourinho got sacked, they brought in Avram Grant, Chelsea got to the Champions League final, lost on penalties, the famous slip from John Terry, all that kind of jazz. And I remember the night everyone in the family was so devastated that Chelsea lost that final as well. So devastating. Oh dear. And I remember actually the first football game that my dad took me to was a Premier League game on Boxing Day, and it was against West Bromwich Albion, and we won 2-0. Didier Drogba scored 2 goals, and I didn't know about it until Christmas Day, because he basically gave me 2 tickets and he said, we're going to the game, we're going to the match tomorrow. I was like buzzing, really excited, all that kind of stuff. So that was pretty awesome back then, and been to lots of other games as well since then. Me and my missus went to one game together as well. One time as well. I think the last game I went to was one against, I think we were facing off against Bolton, I think it was. Give me 1 second. Hello there. Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm just going to get him his seat.
No, it's fine. No problem. You love dogs, guys, don't you? You do love your dogs, except when they jump all over you. No, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I think that was the last football game I went to. I think it was an England game. I think it might have been the last game I went to. But one of the best football games I ever went to was actually one that we lost. And I don't know if I can't remember if I told the story when I talked about sports, because it was a home game. We lost 4-3 to Newcastle United, and it was one of the most exhilarating games I'd ever been a part of, and it was absolutely amazing because we were 3-1 down with a man down, and we came back to draw 3-3, and we were behind the goal when they scored the penalty to equalise the game despite being a man down. And I'll never forget that feeling of euphoric, being behind the goal with my brothers and that, and just jumping like crazy when that ball hit the back of the net. It was an incredible feeling. And so what happened? How did I lose the spark? What happened to the football fan in me? Well, essentially, I got fed up with Chelsea sacking their managers, not giving younger players a chance. I had my cousins in my ear constantly saying you should join Arsenal, and I was very, very tempted to, but I just essentially just got fed up. And I remember, absolutely no bullshit whatsoever, guys, when they sacked Jose the second time around as a manager, I was done. I was done as a Chelsea supporter. I was done. Like, I was still a football fan, but I was done being like a hardcore Chelsea fan, all that kind of stuff. And I kid you not, I had everything that I had Chelsea related. The only thing I've ever kept was a picture of me, my dad, and my granddad. My granddad together in Chelsea shirt. Everything else I got rid of. Everything. Shirts, pictures, framed pictures of players and all that jazz. Got rid of it all. Gave it to mum and dad or brothers, and I said, don't want it. Just yeah. And now, whenever it was, and I felt so much better no longer supporting them as a club, because it was just far too stressful. Like, they were not doing it for the fans anymore, and I still believe to this day that they're not doing it to the fans. Now, it's easy for me to say, oh, we could go and support a local team and all that kind of jazz, and I was tempted to support one of the local football teams around here, but I just couldn't be able to make the time, really, because they normally play on Saturday, and I was always working on Saturdays, so it was just not viable, sort of thing. And then I rekindled my love for wrestling, kind of came in and kind of just pushed wrestling completely. Wrestling kind of just pushed the football and soccer completely, because I was just kind of like getting less and less in tune with football. But when I was in that phase, I was always listening to like the Gillette Soccer Saturday. I was always listening in on what was going on the Championship, League 1, League 2, what's all these other teams are doing and all that kind of stuff. I even was listening to what's going on in the other European leagues as well, like Serie A, La Liga, just being trying to like, I had this vast and like really grasping as much football knowledge. And now I kind of like don't know anything. Like, my knowledge now is just like it's completely gone. You know, I lost the spark pretty much. Will I ever get the spark that I had with football again? Don't think so. I mean, if someone wants to buy me a ticket and take me to a football game, sure, I'll go, but I'm not going to pay out for a football game anymore. But that's kind of the story, really, with football. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Did you have something like what I did, had a passion for something and then lost it? Did you have passion for a football club that you once supported and then you ditched it as well? Let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share and subscribe as always. Take care, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.